Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's hashtag Thursday Fave live session right here in the Bakery Business School Facebook group. I'm Melissa with Build a Better Bakery. I'm so super excited to share 3 ways to shop smart for your baking business supplies today. This is a subject that I get a lot of questions about. What are people buying? How are they getting the best deals? What should they be looking for? Especially for those of us who've never worked in a bakery or aren't sure which brands, which products to get, all of that. So I want to cover my 3 top ways to shop smarter so that when you go spend your hard-earned dollars on these products, you know what you're getting and you're always going to get the best deal. Now, I will say that if you are seeing this on the hashtag replay, go ahead and put in your hashtag replay so I know you've seen this content. I can see your questions coming in. Let me double check that we are live in the group before I continue. Live session right here. Okay, perfect. Now, I'm going to be able to see your comments, so go ahead and let me know if you have anything you want to talk about. Let's make sure that I don't talk over myself here. Okay, now let's go ahead and get started here. If you're here live, go ahead and do your hashtag live. I know that you're here. You can send me a friend request right on the platform. Let me know. Just go ahead and send it over. I'll accept it, and then you'll get invitations to these events. Super easy, super fun every week. You can check the events yourself in the group. They'll be up there usually Monday, Tuesdays. I'll put one up. You can set your own alarm for 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on every Thursday when I'm here with you in the group. This is my commitment to you to be here to help you no matter your income level, your status, where you're at with your journey. These are all for you all. Or you can jump on the email list. I'll send you links to replays for these and sometimes invitations before the live session happens. So you'll have more information about where to get these trainings. Okie doke. So I will say that if you're here on the hashtag live, go ahead and comment what items you would like to save money on. What are some things that you're spending a lot of money on right now that you wish were cheaper or you could get a better deal on or you can't find? And then through those comments, maybe we can help each other with businesses, places to get those products. Now, no matter how you shake it, you're going to be spending money on materials. You know, there's some types of businesses that don't have a lot of materials. That's not what we do. We have these specific tools, specific supplies that we need to make our beautiful bakes. That's just part of our industry. And we spend a lot on these supplies. It's not something, again, that's common to other industries. So we have to just take that in and know that, number one, like when we're pricing our products, there's a lot of material on the back end that we're paying for. When we're buying tools, we need to make sure they're the best quality so we're not replacing them all the time, that kind of thing. Now, you do not have to spend all of your money on supplies. I'm going to make sure that I mention one thing about shopping smarter that's going to call on this one, because it's not going to work for a successful business to continue to shell out money for supplies and tools in ways that aren't really beneficial to growing the business. So let's talk about these 3 strategies that you can use to shop smarter for your supplies and tools. Now, after this session, I will be extending an invite-only offer for those bakers who are interested in the Elite Mentorship Program. If you've heard about it or not, you'll hear about that at the end if you're interested. All right, so let's hop into number 1, the number 1 way that I have found to shop smarter for tools and supplies. Always go commercial or professional grade if you can. Now, the reason I bring this up is because there are actually a lot of brands that you might already be using in your everyday kitchen that have commercial lines. Usually they're maybe a little bit more expensive, but they're made with higher quality materials within the actual product. They last longer. They are built to be inside of a kitchen or a bakery versus a home kitchen. And if you're working from home, that's a big deal. If you're working in a commercial kitchen using regular, home kitchen supplies, they're going to break on you. They're not going to be big enough. Some things are going to start happening to them. They're not going to be high heat resistant, that kind of thing, for the most part, right? So like going professional and commercial is a really good way to try to shop smarter for your supplies. And a really simple way to look for that product is when you're searching for it, just pop the word commercial in front of the item you're looking for. So if you're looking for spatulas, literally just type in commercial spatula on whatever website you're on, and then see what kind of pops up. Look at the brands, see what kind of options are different than you might have seen maybe in your local store or not having that word commercial in front. Hey, Jessica. She says, I'm currently trying to purchase all of the things. Yes. I am pretty much buying something almost every day myself. I need packaging for my Halloween, fall, winter, Christmas pre-sales. Hey, Denise. Okay, so with these three strategies, Jessica, you might be able to use a couple of them to look for packaging. I won't be specifically talking about packaging here, so if you have specific questions, let me know. I do know one of the bigger issues with packaging is just knowing if it's going to work for you, if it is going to be. Sorry, Denise is saying the screen is freezing. I'm not seeing it freezing on my end. Denise, you might have to log in and log out depending on your connection. I'm sorry that's happening too. For packaging, sometimes it's hard to know what's going to work exactly. So if you can get with someone that can send you like samples of something, that's not always going to be possible. But if they can send you a sample, that would be best. So check with them on that if you find something you like, but you're not sure if you want to buy a bunch of it. Okay, so commercial blank, right? Whatever it is you're looking for. Even something like Rubbermaid, that brand has a commercial line, and I use a lot of their products because they're perfect for how I'm running my home kitchen bakery right now. And we used a lot of Rubbermaid in all the bakeries I've worked in. So we're going to look at brands that kitchens and large restaurants use already. If you've never worked in one, some examples would be Brute. They make big trash cans and totes and all kinds of like hard plastic products. That's a really good brand. Rubbermaid has a commercial line. Hobart is a good brand. Vulcan, Cambro. These are just big name companies I'm just laying out there for you to hear so that if you're looking through things, you can start to see, oh, okay, like Cambro makes, one thing that they make is the containers for hot and cold items. Those are really popular in kitchens. And when I worked in a kitchen, we had a bunch of those because they have the technology and the equipment to make things that hold heat, right? So if you can find those brands, then you can start purchasing from them rather than something that's lower quality that won't last as long. So always, and I know it's hard if you don't have a ton of money. I get this, definitely. But if you can, always opt for the style of tool that might cost a little bit more. If you're kind of looking at 2 or 3 versions, it might cost a little bit more. But if it's something that has a stronger motor, if it has better parts, like metal versus plastic, if it has a longer warranty, something like that, over time, that product is actually going to save you money because you're not going to be replacing it as often. So just try to think kind of like the future business mindset when you're going to purchase products. Okay. One quick example here. I don't know what kind of mixers y'all use. I am using a Pro 600 KitchenAid, the Professional Series 600. This is a good example of paying a little bit more for a bigger, stronger version of some other kind of tabletop mixer, right? So I actually was going to buy their commercial one, but it was out of stock when mine broke. And we all know that if your mixer breaks, you have to order one like ASAP. So I went ahead and got the Pro 600 again. But that's just an example, right? So like I could have gotten a regular smaller one and paid $100 less, or I could pay $100 more and get one that's, 13 cups, lift, all the good stuff that I'm going to need. So do keep in mind, this is just a little thing that I learned recently I want to share. Do keep in mind that you may have issues with warranties. If you run a business from your home, I found this out. So I was told by KitchenAid that the warranty for my new Professional 600 Series KitchenAid mixer would not be valid because I use it for a business. They asked me directly, am I using it for a business? And I said yes, because that's the truth. I know, however you want to take that, but I did tell them that. And they said because I wasn't purchasing their standard commercial mixer, which was out of stock anyway, so I couldn't have purchased it anyway, that the warranty wasn't valid. So just kind of keep that in mind when you are buying commercial products, you might not be able to use the warranty if you tell them you run your business from your home. So just putting that out in the world for you. Okay. Jessica says it's not freezing. Okay, Denise. Yeah, hopefully that got fixed. Not freezing for Jessica. All right, cool. All right, so let's move on to number 2. Always look for restaurant equipment or restaurant supply stores. Always do this first. Anytime you move to a new area, you visit a place, you're kind of shopping around, just kind of see what's there because they are gold mines in certain ways. They will charge you a lot for certain things. So keep that in mind. It's not going to be, for the most part, if it's new restaurant equipment, it's not going to be super cheap. But it's a great place to go look around and kind of see what they're selling. You can get awesome pots and pans that are commercial grade. Use them in your house. Like they're just commercial is just way better, in my opinion. Not super, super pretty, but it gets the job done. It lasts a long time. So restaurant equipment, restaurant supply store in your area. These places normally have amazing deals on items that could cost a fortune due to weight of shipping. You know, huge, huge bags of flour, huge, huge bags of things that you can't get at your local grocery store. So like 10 pounds of cocoa powder in a bag. You know, you're not going to see that on the Walmart shelves, usually. So it's a great place to look around, kind of see what they have, packaging options, all kinds of like, it's just too much to list here, but you know, it's restaurant supplies. So anything that you might find there. You can also, if you don't have one of these, like me, you can also get with your local grocer and see if they can order bulk for you. Now, will this save you money? I'm not really sure, but what if you needed 20 pounds of butter and you went to your store, and in a place like where I live, you could go and there could be a lot of stuff, or you could go, it could be completely gone and they won't get any for a week. Okay. So it's like really hard to shop here. But I could go to them and say, I need 20 pounds of butter in 2 weeks, and they could order a flat for me and let me pick it up. So might not save you any money, but you know that that amount of product that you need is there, and it saves you a lot of stress. So it's smarter to go in and pre-order if you can. Also, lastly, for these companies, or really any place that you're shopping, check for the opportunity to have a wholesale account with them. Sometimes this means you have to have certain licenses, you have to be tax exempt. I mean, there are some things that might disqualify you for it, but sometimes it's just buying X amount of thing. So, you know, you have to spend $200 a week here to have a wholesale account. Well, you might already be spending $200. So, you know, whatever that amount is, you might actually qualify for it. So always check for a wholesale account, the option of one. We're still talking about this specific store, right? So additionally, if it is an equipment store, they normally, at least the ones that I have seen, have had a used area. All right. So they have the new stuff. It's sparkly. It is, you know, lots of money. But they also have used. And so this could be where they conduct sales for items like used baking racks, which scrub it down, spray it off. Perfect. Put a little oil on the wheels. They have like used coolers and pans and all those kinds of things. And they might be dirty. They might be used. But if it works, you could save thousands on these things. So if you're starting a storefront, this is, you really do need to find a place like this that's local-ish to you so you can check it out. Such good deals. Denise says, in our prices. Let me know what you mean by that, Denise. I think I missed it when you, I don't know exactly what you mean by in our prices. Let me know. Okay. All right. So if you don't have a local store like that, a restaurant supply store, like I don't, okay, for me, I have to drive like 2 or 3 hours. So it would only be like once in a while kind of thing. If you don't have a super local one, I suggest finding an online provider that you can reorder from easily. That kind of keeps your order history. So you know what you've ordered before. It can get confusing when it comes to packaging and things like that. Preferably offering free shipping, if that's an option, and a good return policy in case something's broken or stale or something happened when you ordered it. And of course, being competitively priced is a plus if you want that, or if that's important to you when you're purchasing things. Some examples for online ordering supplies and materials. It's numerous. There's lots of places to order from. I actually have been ordering a lot from Amazon recently because I have Prime shipping, so it's basically free shipping, and it gets to me really fast. There is a supply center really close to me, so I do get it in 1 to 2 days. I feel like the pricing is very competitive. I literally just checked Uline and BRP Box to get some shipping boxes, and Amazon's got the best prices. So, and they look nice. So, I mean, I've done research on it myself, but, you know, you might check with BRP Box or Uline. I know that BRP sells some very specific boxes that you might be interested in, especially Jessica, for your packaging. They're super cute. So definitely, if it's more of a standard item, I think Amazon can have options, and then BRP is like more specific for baking. And then Uline is like a lot of restaurant supply, large quantity orders. Okay. I will also say that Amazon ships to more rural locations where other places might not, and they have the Prime, and then they save your orders for the reordering so that you know what you ordered and you can just order it easily again. see the comment above. Oh, that's weird. I'm sorry, Denise. I am, this thing isn't showing me every comment and my phone is. So let me read that. I apologize. Denise says, did I hear somewhere that we should include a fee of 30% of the ingredient price to cover our equipment and tools? So 30%, so for me, 30%, the only time I really use the 30% number is when I'm talking about the, what you're going to pay in taxes on your income. So not your gross sales, but your net income, saving 30% of that back so that when it comes tax time, if you do owe 30% of that amount, you can send it off. And if you don't need to pay it, you can just, bank it. Covering your equipment and tools, at least in the pricing course that I teach and the way that I think about pricing, is I separate those things out. I do depreciation for the tools, which is a percentage applied to each order based on how many orders you take in over the year. And then the materials, so the equipment and tools is one thing. And then the materials, like the consumable products, that's a materials category. And that's based on an average price that you've come up with for that product. So they're kind of two separate things. If you've not taken the course, it would be, I can't lay it all out here, obviously, for you, but that's essentially it. So 30%, it wasn't me that you heard that from. That might be someone giving you a guesstimate to work with, but that's a lot of money. And I don't know the math behind it, so I can't really speak to that. Jessica says, Amazon is where I buy most of my boxes. The pop-up boxes are amazing. Oh my gosh! I don't have one right next to me, but yeah, I've been buying pop-up boxes. Super cute, super easy. I buy like everything there. It's just so much, it's just easy for me right now. But yeah, I'm actually about ready to order some shipping boxes from them too, because I found out some sweet information about my pirate ship account that I did not realize. So I'm ordering some shipping boxes. Okay, you're welcome, Denise. Yes. All right, let's go on to number 3 here. I'm just going to put this out there because we're all different, and I want you to know that trying your best to only buy what you need is really important. I know in the baking industry, we get sold to a lot. There's just lots of beautiful sprinkles and cookie cutters and sparkly turntables and cute aprons and t-shirts and it's just all of this like baking industry stuff. It is an industry to sell because we have to buy a lot of things to make these products, just like this, I mentioned when we first started. So I get that. But realistically, if you don't have a plan for the product, for whatever that is, marketing, actually cutting out a cookie, sprinkles on top of cupcakes you have for next week, whatever. If there's no real plan, I would really suggest not buying it if you don't see that future return from it. This means no cookie cutter binges for fun. Like spending $200 on cookie cutters just because you think they're cute. I think if you're going to run a successful business, you have to kind of get over that hump. Not going out and buying a ton of sprinkles because you just love all the colors, because they go bad, and then if you don't want them to go bad, you have to freeze them and they have to be in your freezer. And then when are you going to use them? And, there's those kinds of things can really stack up. For me, I have to move a lot because I'm a military spouse. So I really have to watch what I bring into the house. Because I have to physically move it like every 2 to 3 years. And I know some of you might not have that lifestyle, but really I think it's better to not have all the clutter. So have a plan in place before you buy a product. That's literally it. Have a plan in place and try to think through secondary, the what if your plan falls through, right? So like, okay, I'm buying these 5 different, I'll give you an example. I'm buying 5 different colors of individual sprinkles right now because I'm creating a specific color mix of sprinkles for my cookie dipper bags that go out through the end of the year. I'm planning this in my head. I'm buying 2 pounds of each color. Now, so I have a plan for it. It's going to be in cookie dippers. I have a corporate order. I know that I'm selling these, okay? Now, but what if I have a bunch of these sprinkles left over? What am I going to do? Number 1, I can use them for next year, 2022. Number 2, I can create a rainbow mix and call it good, right? So I have 2 plans of how I can use these things, even if I end up not using every single one of them for the original plan. So just think about, what are you going to do if it's left over? Or even the simple part of, how are you going to store them after you buy them? You know, if you bought 200 cookie cutters today, what are you going to do? Are you going to hang them on the wall? Are you going to get boxes? You have to buy more boxes to put labels on to know what they are. Are you going to, you know, get one of those little like tip hangers and put it up there? How are you going to do it, right? Like the little hooks. How is that going to work out? You got to think through it. Yes. Okay. And so again, with this, just to hit it home, always ask, how could you use this product again? If it's a multi-use product. So this might help you choose items better as you shop for things, right? Like packaging and multi-use items. So let's say that pop-up box that we've been talking about, me and Jessica. I know that pop-up box fits a baker's dozen of my design cookies that I sell on subscription every month. I know that because that's how I sell it. But what else could I do with it? You know, will it fit brownies? Yes. Will it fit cupcakes? No. Can I put meringue cookies? Yes. You know, I'm thinking in my head, like, how else can I use this specific packaging? So I really only have to buy 4 kinds of packaging total. That's all I have right now. And I sell more than 4 kinds of products because I can multi-use. So always think about that too. Another quick example is when you buy anything for a specific holiday, because I know we do this. So an example is that I offered a Mother's Day basket this year. And when I went to buy the baskets, I had to pre-order them because they wouldn't be here in time with the pre-order timeline. And I really do not like buying stuff ahead of time without money, but I did it this year. And inevitably I had a few left over. Okay. But I thought about that. I thought, what am I going to do with these if this doesn't sell? So I ordered them in white. And it's a simple lace pattern. So it doesn't say Happy Mother's Day. It doesn't have flowers, right? It's a simple lace pattern that can be multi-used for different sets. So I sold them for Father's Day too, and a different pre-sale for cookies and all I did was buy little colored tissue paper liners, you know? So it went from Mother's Day with a gold liner, Father's Day with a checkered pattern with the little like hamburger cookie set, right? Same basket. I'm using them. I'm not wasting them. I don't have to buy anything new for the next holiday. And I can just, you know, cellophane those babies up and they look nice because it's that simple pattern. Now, I will say an extra tip to keep some kind of visual record of what you have on hand that needs to be used, or a solid inventory list if that's how your brain works. And I know it's hard to do. I've worked in plenty of places where we had to keep a long inventory list. It's not easy. It can be done. It just takes some time. So the tip is to be able to store your materials in the same spot. So if you have packaging, try to keep all the packaging in the same room, on the same shelf, kind of in the same area of the closet or wherever it is you have everything stacked up so you can see it. And clear bins, me and the organization coach's tip, clear bins are the best because you can see inside. So yes, you can still label it, but being able to just see it real quick, boom, 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 that's going to help you keep in mind what you have. It is really easy to over order when you don't know what you have. And that is number 3. I don't want you over ordering or over buying if it's not actually going to build your business, because that's really easy to do in our industry. Okay. So to recap, 3 smart ways to buy your baking business materials. Number 1, buying commercial when possible. Okay. Number 2, searching out that specialty restaurant store if you have one, or finding an online provider with competitive prices, free shipping if possible, and being able to reorder easily. Why do I say free shipping? Because I am personally having to order stuff almost every day, every other day, because things are happening fast in our businesses. It's hard to know what are people going to order, you know, what kind of pre-sales am I having 2 months from now, that kind of thing. So that's where the free shipping, you know, Prime, whatever, is really useful. And then number 3, don't overbuy. Don't overbuy due to desire alone. So I just have to have, you know, that second, third, fourth turntable. I just have to have it. If your first turntable is like metal and it works and it's, you know, perfectly usable, stick with that one or sell it and get a new one. You know what I mean? You don't need like 10 of them. So desire alone is not good enough, or if it's a lack of organization. And I mean, I wish you could see the rest of this room because like this is my workroom and there's a lot of stuff in here. It is not 100% organized, but I know where everything is, right? So just try, those are my 3 tips. So if you are finding yourself in an unorganized hole, which I think happens to pretty much everybody, and you need some help getting out of it, I've been there myself, especially with all those military moves I was telling you about. So you do forget what you have if it's not organized, and you can always grab our extensive organization training that's inside the Elite program. It's literally sitting in there ready for you today, along with all the other business skills that we teach you on a daily basis, right? It's all sitting inside of there with some live sessions just like this. You literally have your very own organization coach in there. So she's ready, waiting for you. Right now she's on email because she had a family emergency, but she is in there ready to hang out with you. We would love to meet you and hear all about your journey, find out what you're doing, how we can help you, and how we can get you going. We definitely pride ourselves in helping bakers scale. I don't know if you all know this, but examples of what bakers are doing in there right now is something like generating 300% more income. We have a baker that literally just told me that last month. Leaving their 9-to-5s and baking full-time because that's what they've always wanted to do. Creating a bustling side hustle because they have a full-time job, but they do want something that's kind of for them and more money, essentially, on the side. And if you are a person that's really just needed something for yourself, this business adventure could be could be the thing that you're looking for, something just for you. And maybe it's something you've been dreaming about for years, right? We have a person who's been dreaming about owning this business. We're scaling it. She's growing it to become the final dream business that she's always wanted. So that's what we do in the Elites. I will say that only certain bakers are a good fit depending on where you are in your journey. So I definitely love to hear from you to see what you'd like to achieve. Just hear a little bit about where you are and what you'd like to do. I do have an invite-only offer that I mentioned at the very beginning that I will hand over to you when your criteria meets what we're looking for. Okay, so we can talk about it, and I'll definitely let you know if you're at the stage where this invite-only offer would work for you. So feel free to send me a private message if you want to talk about it. If you've been hearing about the program, you're interested, comment here if you prefer I reach out to you instead. You can comment, call me or Elites or something, and I can send you a message. Or you can even sign up for a free call super easy with me, either through Zoom or the phone. If it's easier to talk instead of type, that is definitely me. So I'm going to leave this here for you if you want to sign up. It's a 20-minute free consultation. It's no cost to you. It's just to talk and kind of see where you're at and see if this invite-only offer is something that could help you out. So that's it for today. If you have any other questions about buying supplies, pop them in the group. Let me know here on the video. We can definitely talk about it more. I've been buying supplies for like 16 years and it's still can be a little overwhelming. So I totally get that. We can chat about some options. I am off to finish preparing for a totally awesome pricing course or a session in the Elites. We're going to cover some strategies to motivate more sales using buyer psychology. Super exciting. It's a 2-part series. I've already done the first part last month. We're doing the second part this month. And what's really great about it is it helps the client and the baker be happier, right? So there's more happiness and joy within the transaction. And it's just an awesome way to sell. And it's a really super good information to know when you are setting up a business where you're trying to create an income for yourself. So okie doke. All right. I will see everybody later. And if you're an Elite, I'll see you in the Elites tomorrow for that pricing strategy session. Okay. All right. Talk to y'all later. Have a good day.